ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Robot Wars Armageddon Extreme 3. Now for those of you who have been here long, you'll know that the world is a bit of an iffy place. Many countries have had and are still having wars between them even as we speak right now, and many human sacrifices are being made. Which makes you wonder, why not just use robots? I mean, robots have no pain, and robots can get absolutely mullered in a much more entertaining way. Which is why we decided to settle all of our battles in the arena. That's right, it's time for our third World Championships. Let's not waste any more time, let's get on with it, shall we? So in our first round 1 melee we have Stallion from Denmark, Diotior from Ireland, Emoticon from Japan, and our reigning world champions Chaos 2 representing the United Kingdom. Let's get to the arena, shall we? From Era, Diotior. Easily the biggest fur-bane entry we've ever had in Robot Wars Armageddon. This one, it has a weight of 96 grams, which means it's pretty heavy, but it's very slow at only 7 centimeters per second. However, with a very powerful spring-loaded weapon, this robot should not be taken lightly, even if it is slightly flammable. From Japan, Emoticon. The Japanese machine here, Emoticon, it's 8 centimeters per second and it's 97 grams, pretty heavy but still pretty slow. That lifting spike at the front is going to be used to spike, skewer and tear robots apart, but it has very thin top armor plating, which means it's vulnerable. From Denmark, Stallion. A huge top panel front hinged flipper is the weapon on this machine, along with the fact that it's 16 centimeters per second. It's very, very quick. It's one of the lighter machines in this matchup, though, at only 92 grams, and despite a strong weapon, it's got thin armor. From England and reigning world champion Chaos 2. Reigning world champions of Robot Wars Armageddon have returned with their powerful flipper, which is very strong. It's 20 centimeters per second top speed, making it the quickest robot in this battle. However, it is the lightest in this battle at only 84 grams and therefore is vulnerable to being easily shunted. Will that let it down? Rubeteers, stand by. Our reigning world champions, Chaos 2 of the UK, Emoticon of Japan with the spike, Diotior with the spring-loaded flipper for Ireland, and of course the Danish Stallion. 3, 2, 1, activate. So here we go with the third World Championships. Immediately Emoticon and Chaos 2 getting to grips. That's Chaos 2 with that flipper. Missing a flip though. That will waste the limited CO2 supply. That's another problem with them. Oh, that was a good flip there though on Diotior. Meanwhile, Stallion trying to get that flipper underneath Diotior here. Diotior has a very low ground clearance. Stallion is the second lightest actually in this. Over went Chaos 2 just then, and over goes Emoticon. Emoticon is actually the heaviest out there, believe it or not. Diotior is the biggest, I would say, in size. And there's Chaos 2, another huge flip there on Diotior. They seem to be really picking on Diotior here, but Diotior self-fighting spectacular style. What a great fight this is turning out to be so far. The brilliant start to the third World Championships. There is Diotior trying to get underneath. Oh, what a flip there on Stallion. And Stallion on their side. Can they get back down from there, I wonder? In comes Emoticon. Meanwhile, getting a little cheeky flick in there on Chaos 2, our reigning world champions. Are Chaos 2 okay? The flipper appears to be raised. I'm not too sure. Emoticon here taking Chaos 2 around. Diotior hits the pyramid. Oh, Chaos 2! Chaos 2 have gone! Our reigning world champions have gone. Look at this again here on the Road WWE replay. Emoticon had them, Diotior pressed the pit release button and Chaos 2 went straight down the pit. That is a huge upset. And our reigning world champions, Chaos 2 are out of it. Gone, finished, up in the air, there goes the Danish Stallion. Good grief, sorry, oh, I have to catch my breath after that. Good grief above. What a huge upset already so far in this, the third World Championships. And meanwhile, Diotior with a good slam in there on Emoticon. In comes Stallion, the fastest of the robots that are left. Also, they're the lightest of the robots that are left as well. And it shows right there with that flip there from Diotior. Stallion now has to try and get away from the arena side wall. And Emoticon coming in and putting it on its side. Dead metal coming in, slicing underneath the flipper. Is that going to do any damage to the interior of the machine? I do wonder. Diotior. Oh! Emoticon nearly out of the arena then. But I don't know about Stallion. No, Stallion to me looks completely dead, and Redbot agrees and is counting them out. They cannot get back from their side. That flipper looked strong, but it wasn't strong enough, I'm afraid. They have 3 seconds to get back in this, and Emoticon nearly in the pit, but they just survived. And now they go to go. Oh, now they do go down the pit. Oh, that was cutting it close, but Stallion would just counted out first. And that leaves them out of it. And now, of course, the house robots can have their fun. Their metal taking them towards the pit, not towards the pit, sorry, towards the floor flipper. And away they were going. 3, 2, oh, the count was a bit delayed. Cease. And out the arena they go. Such power in our floor flipper. Look at this, that's 92 grams of robot thrown effortlessly out of the arena there. And Diotior and Emoticon go through to the next round. Wow, what an upset. Get my breath back. Chaos 2 are reigning champions, and Stallion go out. Diotior and Emoticon go through. Next up it's Dantomkia of the United Kingdom, Red Bull from Canada, Flensburger Power from Germany, and Cerberus from Cyprus.
From England, Dantomkia.
A big, bulky, very strong armoured 20 centimeters per second, 100 gram robot here with a very strong CO2 power flipper with up to 40 flips per battle, which is very, very high. However, the ground clearance at the rear is apocalyptically high and very vulnerable.
From Canada, Red Bull.
The wacky Red Bull. This is actually made by the same people who made the House Robot Canada Drive for Robo War, along with a team from Canada. Interesting. It weighs 98 grams, it's 18 centimeters per second with a spiked pendulum, but it lacks control sometimes, which could be a problem.
From Germany, Flensburger Power.
The German entry, it's 88 grams and it's 6 centimeters per second, not the heaviest or fastest by any means, but with that deadly looking CO2 powered spike and very strong armour as well, this robot I can see being, well, a dark horse if it were.
From Cyprus, Cerberus.
Easily the most experienced of these machines out there. It is 95 grams in weight and 18 centimeters per second. In speed. It has a wedge shape with ramming spikes and it has a lot of bite, but they have no self-riding mechanism, so if they're flipped, that's, well, game over for them really.
Rubeteers, stand by.
Dantomkia from the United Kingdom with that flipper. There's Red Bull, the spike pendulum from Canada, Flensburger Power with the spike from Germany, and of course Cerberus with the claws and wedge from Cyprus.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we go immediately, Red Bull and Dantomkia colliding. Oh, and Cerberus are already gone! Oh, that is a huge... Cerberus are already gone! That is a huge shame. They were favoured along with Dantomkia to win this battle. They're the most experienced robot and they got flipped out in a matter of seconds. They've made it to 3 semi-finals in the past in the Grand Championship and they've already gone out here in this early in the Third World Championship. What a shame for them. Meanwhile, Dantomkia now in the CP. Is Dantomkia going to go? Are either of my favourites going to win this one? I don't know. There's that CO2 powered spike of Flensburger Power. It looks deadly, doesn't it? It hasn't really managed to do anything to the top armour though. Oh, Dantomkia! Over goes Death Metal. It's all happening out there at the moment, isn't it? There's Red Bull trying to get that spike pendulum in. As I said, basically a team who entered a robot called Red Bull in Lego Robot Wars Lobster Edition, actually. And one of the men who created Canada Dry, the house robot for Robo War, came together and decided to make this machine, Red Bull. So it's entering for Canada. With that spiked pendulum weapon, and meanwhile Flensburger Power is upside down, flipped there by Dantomkia. I don't think they have no stream X, so it's not going to be long, and it looks like it's going to be Dantomkia and Canada Dry going through. Oh, no, it isn't!
Cease.
Oh, Flensburger Power, they're so lucky. Look at this, they were being counted out, and out go Canada Dry. Dantomkia and Flensburger Power go through. Oh, wow, they were lucky there. Cerberus and Red Bull go out. Flensburger Power and Dantomkia go through. Next up we have Mastiff of Italy versus Steel Sandwich of Canada, Manta of the United States of America, and Shuttleworth of South Africa. Let's get started.
From the United States of America, Manta.
This big beast of a robot is 14 centimeters per second with a lot of brute force. It's the 40 horsepower behind the drive. It's 90 grams, which means it's also pretty heavy as well, and with a strong drive it should do well. However, it has a lack of weaponry and no self-riding mechanism.
From Canada, Steel Sandwich.
This is the sandwich that bites back, and it has a lot of bite behind it, 30 centimeters per second with a huge amount of brute force and a strong wedge shape to get underneath anything it comes across. However, it is very, very lightweight at just 68 grams, and again, it has a very small lack of weaponry.
From South Africa, Shuttleworth.
This machine looks big and heavy, but it's actually one of the lighter machines in this battle, only 78 grams. However, with 28 centimeters per second and a huge flywheel with a strong build, this machine should handle anything it comes across. Although it has proved unreliable in test battles, will this machine be an out-of-orbit disaster?
From Italy, Mastiff.
Here we have the Italian entry Mastiff, our current half of the tag team champions. It's 93 grams, it's 15 centimeters per second, has a very powerful flipper. However, there is no rear protection, and the flipper does have a limited CO2 supply. This could become a whimpering puppy.
Rubeteers, stand by.
So there's Shuttleworth of South Africa. There's Manta of the United States of America, not forgetting the Canadian machine Steel Sandwich, and the Italian machine Mastiff.
3, 2, 1, activate.
My favourites to win this one. Look at the drive there on Manta, goodness me! And there's look at the speed. There's Steel Sandwich, 30 centimeters per second across the arena floor, and it has a lot of power and pace behind it. They're pushing 2 robots at once. In fact, there's over 150 kilos of weight to be pushed at once, by the way. Just saying. And then we go, oh, and Manta have flipped themselves over. What happened there? Shuttleworth, meanwhile, doing a handstand. My favourites to win this were actually Manta and Shuttleworth, by the way. Just saying. But I guess that's gone out of the window. Manta now been righted. There is Shuttleworth being absolutely dominated. It's very light, only 78 grams is the second lightest out there. The heaviest is Mastiff by 3 grams. Meanwhile, that was a good drive there by Steel Sandwich into the Super Z there with Manta in the Super Z, and Manta getting flipped nearly out of the arena there, but being righted again. Meanwhile, does Shuttleworth look mobile there on the arena sidewall? I'm not too sure. What about Steel Sandwich in the Super Z? I'm not too sure though. Meanwhile, about Shuttleworth. Shuttleworth seems to be very vulnerable there by the arena sidewall. They don't seem to be moving, and they are out of here. Out they go. Mastiff with a huge flip. Look at it, out they go. They appear to be immobilised anyway, and they are finished. Now we have Steel Sandwich getting underneath Mastiff there, and oh, piggyback! Oh, that's great stuff. A piggyback ride into the pit release button. And can they get rid of our current tag team terror champions here? No. They would not have been able to throw them in without going in themselves or anything. I didn't want to risk it. And now meanwhile they're giving a piggyback to the Americans. Now I'm surprised those two aren't teaming up in this, actually, to be honest, because those two would actually, it would make more sense. They're both from North America. But then again, maybe not. There's Italy meanwhile. Oh, Mastiff! Something's come up with Mastiff. I think it's one of the front wedges. It is a bit fragile in places. That will have to be admitted. Oh, and meanwhile Steel Sandwich is in a vulnerable position now. The front wedge is showing. They are invertible, but the front wedge is now, well, basically a huge yawning chasm, and now they cannot push Manta around because of it, and that means Manta has the upper hand now, and I would say they're the most vulnerable robot out there. Dead Metal once again flipped over. He's been bullied in this championship, hasn't he? Over goes Manta now. So maybe they will still lose this one. I'm not too sure. Steel Sandwich are still mobile despite being upside down. Meanwhile, Mastiff cannot run both ways up. They are by the pit and they are in.
Cease.
A little cheeky flick here as we see it again. A little cheeky flick there from Mastiff. Throws Manta down the pit. Mastiff and Steel Sandwich go through. Ooh, just a bit of confirmation there. Shuttleworth and Manta go out, Mastiff and Steel Sandwich go through. And now it's time for our final four-way melee. Cassius 3 of the United Kingdom, Irwin of Australia, Scars and Stripes of the United States of America, and Bolt from Jamaica. Let's begin.
From Australia, Irwin.
The Australian entry is 93 grams, it's 10 centimeters per second, pretty quick, pretty heavy. It's got a powerful set of grabbing and lifting jaws at the front. However, there's nice shremek, so if this croc rolls over, it could be history for them. Still, good luck to them. They got a good looking robot here.
From Jamaica, Bolt.
If you don't know why it's called Bolt, then you really just do not understand sport, I guess. It has a powerful axe weapon. It's 95 grams, so it's pretty heavy. It's 15 centimeters per second on a track drive, but it has a poor weapon accuracy.
From the United States of America, Scars and Stripes.
Scars and Stripes. It looks deadly with that huge 13-gram spinning bar on a 360-degree turret killing zone. It's 89 grams though, which means it's pretty light. It's difficult to control and it has no self-righting mechanism, but still, good luck to them.
United States. From England, Cassius 3.
And Cassius 3 from the United Kingdom, 92 grams, it's 30 centimeters per second, the quickest robot in this fight, and that flipper may not look like much, but it is actually very, very powerful. However, they have a very limited CO2 supply, so they can't use too much of the flips up.
Rubeteers, stand by.
Bolt from Jamaica with that axe. There, of course, is Scars and Stripes with the spinning weapon. Don't forget Cassius 3 with the United Kingdom, and Irwin from Australia. Oh, but breaking news, Bolt's weapon has broken, so they've had to replace it with a set of ramming spikes.
1, activate.
Well, that's definitely a bit of a downer for the Bolt team. Their weapon was broken, they could not repair it, and as you can see, they've got some set of ramming spikes on the front now instead of the axe weapon, which is a shame because that axe actually was very deadly. It's track driven, so it has a lot of drive and a lot of strength behind its drive and a lot of traction and a lot of push, so those spikes still could be very deadly weapons. There's that spinning bar, of Scars and Stripes, but it is lightweight, and to be honest, I think it's too high. I think it's too high to be able to hit Cassius. I think Cassius 3 can get its flipper underneath before the blades will hit it of Scars and Stripes. Whoa, what a flip there from Cassius 3. Watch out for that flipper. It is very powerful, as you just saw. Look at that. Wow, and then you can see the tracks. In comes Scars and Stripes causing more damage. And Bolt, you are out of here. The Jamaican hopes, they bolted out of here in a hurry. Good grief, I think they went out quicker than Usain Bolt can actually run there. Jeez Louise, world's fastest man, world's fastest loss, more right. That's a huge shame for them. Meanwhile, Scars and Stripes hits the pit release button. Well, they were flipped into it, to be 100% honest. Irwin's grabbing George, and they look like fantastic weapons, but they've been flipped up and over. They need to be righted from there, otherwise they will be out of here. Oh, they have been. Oh, they were lucky there. They have no swimming. Oh, it's Scars and Stripes' weapon has just broken clean off. They've been left weaponless. That is such a shame. And there's that's the power of Irwin's jaws. They were able to actually flick a robot through the air there. Scars and Stripes though appears to have a lot of pushing power. And they've been mounted. Malfunctions. Mounted Scars and Stripes. Cassius 3 trying to flip them over. Scars and Stripes stuck inside of them. Oh dearie me. Okay, I think we're all okay now. Oh dear, that was a bit weird. That was a bit hectic. Oh dear, imagine the pain you would have being mounted there by malfunction. Goodness me. Oh, over they go. Scars and Stripes flipped up and over. Now I don't think they have a Shreemec. They don't have a Shreemec. So again, nor do Erwin, and Erwin have also been flipped up and over. Crikey's right. There's a read down the bottom, crikey. Meanwhile, out will go Scars and Stripes any second now. They're being counted out by the ref. They have 5 seconds to come back into. They're not going to. Cassius 3, I think they could do well in this. Out go Scars and Stripes. I think Cassius 3 have the best chance of doing well in this. I really do. Along with other greats like Dantomkia. And let's see, Steel Sandwich, they looked impressive, and Mastiff as well, and Diotior. And meanwhile, Scars and Stripes being absolutely destroyed by the house robots. But they're out of it, and Cassius 3 and Irwin go through. out go Bolt and Scars and Stripes. Erwin and Cassius 3 go through to the next round. Now on with our first quarter-final melee. We have Mastiff of Italy versus Erwin of Australia versus Diotior of Ireland versus Flensburger Power of Germany. Rubeteers, stand by. So there's Flensburger Power of Germany, not forgetting Mastiff of Italy, Erwin from the Australian areas, and of course Diotior from Ireland. 3, 2, 1, activate. And here we go. So we have Diotior and Flensburger Power immediately meeting up. There's Erwin attacking Flensburger Power. Flensburger Power went flying through the air. Did you see it? The two green machines attacking now, of course, is Diotior now trying to get on these Flensburger Power, but missing with the flip. Now that is a shame. Luckily for them, they have a spring power weapon, so it doesn't actually affect the CO2 supply. Very genius, actually, because you can keep doing flips. Must be considered very genius. Meanwhile, Erwin having a good little attack there on Flensburger Power. Excuse me, everyone. Oh, and Flensburger Power are out of here immediately. Well, okay, out go the Germans. That's a shame for them. Meanwhile, good grief! Crikey, mate. Crikey is right. Jesus Lord. They went flying through the air then. Deary me. Up in the air. There you go. Meanwhile, Diotior now on the edge of going out the arena here. But they landed on their wheels. Meanwhile, getting the pit release button has just been pressed. Erwin are on the edge of that pit of oblivion and are being cancelled out by the ref. But there is not much left of Erwin, I'm afraid. They have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. They're out of here. Goodbye. And out go Erwin. Erwin are finished. And now, of course, our house robots can have some fun. Such as malfunction, for example. Oh, look at that! Going straight through it, like a knife through hot butter, taking this off of a boiled egg almost. Goodness me! Cease. We got flips caught under the floor. Mastiff and Diotior go through. Flensburger Power and Erwin go out. Next up we have Dantomkia and Cassius of the United Kingdom versus Steel Sandwich of Canada and Emoticon from Japan. What a fight this should be. Let's get to the arena. Rubeteers, stand by. So there is Emoticon of Japan, Steel Sandwich of Canada, don't forget Cassius of the United Kingdom, and also for the United Kingdom, Dantomkia. 3, 2, 1, activate. And away we go. Look there at the speed and power of Steel Sandwich from Canada. It has such a powerful drive behind it, and with such a low wedge on the front as well. They literally have an answer for everything that comes towards them. Meanwhile, Cassius, there, as you saw, was just flipping up Emoticon. There is the speed of good old Steel Sandwich. Dantomkia may be quick, but it's actually the 3rd slowest in this. Well, 2nd slowest, I guess, because joint 1st slowest. Oh, goes Emoticon! Out goes Emoticon. Look at this. Dantomkia drove in swiftly and threw them out. Out go Japan. Meanwhile, back on what I was saying. Joint fastest are Steel Sandwich and Cassius 3 at 30 centimeters per second. So Dantomkia is 10 centimeters per second slower than these two. Cassius 3 is flipped up and over. Dantomkia will have to watch out, especially with that high ground clearance at the back. And as we've already seen, Steel Sandwich can get underneath the front of Dantomkia, so the flipper, they're going to want to try and get around the back of Steel Sandwich if possible, but of course Steel Sandwich is faster. Now meanwhile Dantomkia being hammered into by Dantomkia, by Mr. Psycho, sorry. Are they okay? What a flip there from Cassius 3. Oh my lord, where did that go? Oh, how lucky. How lucky was that? How close was that for comfort? Goodness me, up in the air. Meanwhile on their side now is Dantomkia. Dantomkia on the side wall. They need to get away from there. They're on the edge of going out. Oh, they were lucky. They were lucky. Steel Sandwich, meanwhile, now they're the ones in the main trouble because, of course, their wedge is vulnerable. Goodness me! What a flip! That was, and again, Steel Sandwich nearly landed outside the arena. There's Dantomkia flipping absolutely nothing. What was the point in that, lads? That was a waste of a flip. In the CBZ, upside down with Malfunction. Malfunction having a go at them with the axe. Meanwhile, Dantomkia, I don't like the looks of their chances at the moment. They are upside down. They spent the majority of this fight on their back. Good drive there though by Steel Sandwich into the CBZ. That was been flipped somehow. I don't know how that happened. I honestly do not know. I don't recall it actually happening. Meanwhile, Cassius doing a barrel roll over ref. Oh, goodness me. Dantomkia is so close to being oh, what a push there by Steel Sandwich. Dantomkia way too close into the pit. I don't think they can drive away. And Steel Sandwich trying to get them down the pit of oblivion. And down they go. What a drive by Steel Sandwich. Let's see this again. What a push there, and then look at this again. Just look at the push there and the speed behind it. Steel Sandwich, I think, could go far in this tournament. I think could win it maybe for Canada. They go through along with Cassius 3. So through to the next round go Cassius 3 and Steel Sandwich. Out go Emoticon and Dantomkia. And next up in the first of our 2 World Championship semi-finals, we have Steel Sandwich from Canada versus Mastiff of Italy. Rubateers, stand by. So there's Steel Sandwich with a good drive of Canada and Mastiff of Italy with the flipper. 3, 2, 1, activate. And here we go. Oh, bit of a quick spasm there from Steel Sandwich at the beginning, but a good drive though there to make up for it against the Italian machine Mastiff. Steel Sandwich would have to be my favourite to win this one. In fact, you know what? I actually would go out on a limb and say they are my favourites to win this whole 3rd World Championship. They have enough drive behind them, and as long as they keep their wedge on their opponents at all times, nothing will get underneath them and nothing will stop them. Steel Sandwich is one of those robots which just will never die, as being proved right now, and it is shunted. Oh, look at that there! Oh, and they seem to be stuck in the side wall there. I think there, Mastiff was stuck in the inside wall. Meanwhile, they're okay now. They're once again being pushed around by Steel Sandwich. This sandwich, you know, does have some bite in it, doesn't it? And it does bite back really well. I wonder what's in it. Cheese, maybe? I don't know. Cheese has got pretty good things. I guess Marmite. Marmite's evil. Yeah, Marmite will do. So yeah. Meanwhile. Sorry, I'm just going on about sandwich fillings there. Meanwhile, good push there into Mr. Psycho's CPZ. Down comes the hammer. No visible damage yet, but I'm sure all sorts of internal problems are being made for them. You know, I actually think Mr. Psycho's hammer's missing them here, but I think Mr. Psycho's had a cheeky hit there on Steel Sandwich. I think that is literally what happened. Down goes the Pit of Oblivion, thanks to Steel Sandwich, who depressed the Pit of Oblivion. Oh, down! Oh, that was close, and they nearly had Mastiff down the pit. Oh, and they nearly drive themselves in. Then, oh, I don't believe it!
Cease.
I don't believe it! Listen to this again. I do not believe it. Steel Sandwich are in complete control, and then they get flipped into the pit by Mastiff. Mastiff go through to the next round. I do not believe it. Steel Sandwich go out. Mastiff go through to the next round of the pot luck. Next up, our next match, Cassius 3 from the United Kingdom versus Diotior of Ireland. I still cannot believe it though. What luck!
Rubateers, stand by.
Says Diotior of Ireland with the spring-loaded flipper, and don't forget Cassius 3 with his flipper as well.
3, 2, 1, activate.
My favourite to win this one would have to be Cassius 3. It's faster, it's got the more powerful weaponry. Oh, but don't take Diotior lightly, don't forget. They've managed to do fantastic to get this far in the competition with that spring-loaded weapon. It is very deadly. Up goes the flipper again. They keep getting flipped over, and this is actually quite a good back-and-forth battle, actually. Cassius 3 trying to get underneath, and they do so. Diotior have a very low ground clearance. The problem with Diotior's flipper is it has got an accuracy problem. Goodness me! What a flip! All the way into shunt. See, down comes the axe of shunt onto the flipper. Now, what damage is that doing? In comes Diotior, wanting to have another bit of piece of the action. In they come. Ooh, no, hang on. Is it me or is the front wedge of Cassius 3's flipper bending? No, I guess not. And they've got Diotior on the run here and on the rope and nearly out, but they flip themselves onto their side. But they self-fighted. Diotior self-fighting as well, though. That's Cassius Crumb. Cassius Crumb. Oh, what was that? Nearly out of the arena. Cassius Clay, they've been KO'd by Diotior and Cassius 3. You're not meant to be attacking ours, by the way. You're attacking this. What the hell happened there? That was fantastic self-riding style there from Diotior. Good flip again from Diotior. What a fight this is. This is closer than I thought it would be. I thought this would be easy pickings here for Cassius 3. Cassius 3 now underneath. I'd say Cassius 3 is just slightly on top though. I think they've had a few more seconds of offense maybe, but not by much. There's literally, it's a whisker between the two of them at this rate. Very even, but I would say that the points might be swaying just towards Cassius 3 at this point, especially as they keep getting underneath Diotior. Diotior really needs to start getting that weapon into play. Cassius 3 getting stronger and stronger as this one goes on, but Diotior now coming in with a big flip. There we go, good flip there from Diotior, and that has definitely brought them back in this one. Cassius 3 missed the flip as well. This is more even now. Cassius 3 there with a good flip there once again on Diotior. What a fight this is. Best semi-final we've had so far. Oh, what a flip! What a flip there from Cassius 3! And that there, I think, is the deciding factor. This matchup has just completely, the evenness of this matchup is just completely shot down, and that is it. Diotior are done for. Refbot having a pair on, they cannot get back from there, and Diotior are to be counted out by the Refbot. Their pit release button's been suppressed by Cassius 3. Out go Diotior. Great fight though, wasn't it? That was a fantastic fight. There's the Pit of Oblivion, and Diotior, you will be going on it any second now. Goodbye! You're finished. Cassius 3 go through to the next round. Let's look at this again. What a flip! Look at that! Slightly fluky, I'll admit, and then down the pit went Diotior. Cassius 3 go through to the next round. So quick confirmation there, Diotior have gone. Meanwhile, Cassius 3 go through to the Third World Championships finals. So first up we have our playoff though between Steel Sandwich of Canada and Diotior from Ireland. Who's going to win? I have no clue. Rubeteers, stand by. So there's Steel Sandwich of Canada and Diotior of Ireland. 3, 2, 1, activate. So here we go with our third and fourth playoff. The winner of this match will become the third placer of the Third World Championships. Now, something interesting here. Both these rebels want to redemption for the last fight. Steel Sandwich because they dominated the entire fight, only to be unluckily flipped into the pit, and Diotior because after a really strong, very close, very even fight, were unfortunately flipped into a place where they could not self-right from. So it's all on the line here. It's a battle about pride and a battle about strength and stamina. And I'll tell you what, the robot with the most strength and stamina so far out there is this Canadian Steel Sandwich. Look at the drive and the power behind it. Remember, that's 30 centimeters per second. And whilst it is lightweight, it has enough push behind it to push, well, Diotior around, really. And as I said before, all they have to do is just keep their wedge on, and this is why I think they could have won this Third World Championship, because look, they have literally done that. They have got the speed and the power where all they have to do is just keep their wedge facing their opponent all time, and they can push them around the arena. That's all they have to do. Diotior getting one in the eye there from Shunt, and Diotior, I think, are in trouble here. I'm not too sure there's much life left in them. Are they mobile? I'm not too sure. They appear to have crashed out and burned there on the arena sidewall. Steel Sandwich hits the pit release button. Down goes the Pit of Oblivion. Will Diotior go down in that? I think they will. There's Sergeant Bash. Watch out, Diotior. Trying to flip some life back into themselves. It's not going to happen. They are going out here. Refbot, yes, they are counting them out. They have been immobilised by Steel Sandwich. That is a huge shame for Peter Redmond, Kieran Burns, Zulu as he's also known as, and of course Joe Gavin, the electrician. They have been great fun, great entertainment, great sport, but for them it is over. Shunt now with the axe coming in, and don't forget about Sergeant Bash with the flamethrower, and of course the pneumatic set of pincers. And go on, scorch him up, Bash, that a boy. Go on, scorch him, burn him to a crisp. And Diotior about to go on to the floor flipper. Commiserations and word of the Steel Sandwich for coming third up in the air. Backflip. Let's see this again. On the floor flipper they are. And wait! And a backflip there. Good bit of gymnastics. Dead metal coming in to slice into the remains of Diotior. And to tell you what, that powerful display from Steel Sandwich just shows you why I think they could have won this third World Championship. I honestly think if Mastiff weren't so lucky, they would be the winners of this. But they're not, so they come third, however. And we will decide a winner in our next fight. It's not going to be Diotior either. They come fourth. Great sports and great entertainment and a great run in this third World Championship. On the edge of the pit. And a final push from Dead Metal sends them down. They're out of here. And confirmation by Sir Killalot. They are finished. And Steel Sandwich from Canada come third. Well done to Steel Sandwich, they deserved it. Diotior, better luck next time, lads. And now it's time for our third World Championship final. Cassius 3 of the United Kingdom versus Mastiff of Italy. Two hugely powerful flippers. Who will win? Let's find out. Rubateers, stand by. So there's Mastiff of Italy with the flipper and Cassius 3 of the United Kingdom with the equally powerful flipper. 3, 2, 1, activate. And here we go with our third World Championship final. This is it, the decider of who is the best robot in the world. Up and over immediately went Mastiff there. Mastiff now trying to get around the back of Cassius 3 but failing. Up and there they go, oh flippity floppity fly, CO2 flying all over the place. Up and over they go once again. Mastiff flips up and over. Oh, now trying to get their phone flipper in. Up and over they go, CO2 venting from all over the place here in this one. Up in the air go Mastiff once again. Don't forget limited CO2 surviving all of them. Dead Metal's been flipped over. They have been bullied, hasn't he? Dead Metal's been right in now though. I think Cassius 3 felt bad for him. Up in the air goes Mastiff. Mastiff trying to get around the back of Cassius 3. Cassius 3's flipper is very strong. Cassius 3 for me is on top. All these flips have been from Cassius 3 so far. Cassius 3 has literally just done everything really in this one so far. There was one flip there from Mastiff. Mastiff really needs to get some offense in because they're wasting all their CO2 on self-righting. All their flips are them self-righting and nothing more. Up and over they go. They finally right themselves. Tell you what, that was a bit of a weak self-right, as was that one. And I'm wondering if they are starting to run low on the CO2 now because they have spent so much of the time trying to self-right. Mastiff there from Italy. But up in the air go Cassius. That's a better attack from Mastiff. Mastiff going to come around now. But of course the UK machine, Cassius 3, coming back strongly with another huge flip. Mastiff have got to get themselves back in this one. Up in there they go. They self-right once again. Mastiff now with another flip. Not another flip, sorry, self-righting once again, sorry. There's another flip there for Cassius 3. Up and over goes Mastiff. Mastiff now trying to self-right, but having difficulty self-righting by a side wall. We know what Cassius 3 can do. Ooh, that was lucky. And I think was the pit really button pressed there? No, I don't think it was. And meanwhile, a good try by Mastiff to push Cassius 3 into the CPZ. They knew they had to save up their CO2, and look there at the punishment. Cassius 3 is sustained in the hands of Shunt. Why are Mastiff attacking Shunt? Shunt is helping them here. And up and over go Cassius 3. Now they have to waste CO2 self-righting. And they do so. Great battle this one. 30 centimeters per second is the speed of Cassius 3. Oh, the side skirt is broken off of Mastiff. One of the side skirts has broken off. And that means that they cannot. That means they are vulnerable to being stuck on their side. And the other one's come off now. Both skirts have come off. And that means that they are vulnerable to be stuck on their side. Those side skirts stop the machine from getting stuck on its side, so it can always be able to self-right. But I tell you what, without those skirts, they are very vulnerable to landing on their side. And if they do so like that, I don't think they'll be able to self-right. Oh, they'll be able to self-right. They are the heaviest of the two out there, but they are also the slowest. They have the less CO2 on board, and they are also the most vulnerable to being stuck on their side, especially when their side skirts are broken off like they have. They've also lost one of their front wedges. Cassius 3 is winning this one on damage, but I don't think it's going to have to go to the judges because I think that Mastiff are finished here. They are done for. They've come second. They've come such a long way in this, the third World Championship, so they're not going to go any further. They're not going to be the champions. They're out of here. Out go Italy. What a shame for them. And now the house showers can attack. And Cassius 3 have won it for the United Kingdom with that hugely powerful football. Well into them. In comes the middle, trying to slice in now. Mastiff are out of it on their side, and they are now a cowering, whimpering puppy, rolled over for a tummy tickle. Onto the floor flipper they go, lined up there by Dead Metal and Shunt. That was a terrible floor flip. Refbot, put him back on. Thank you. Onto the floor flipper. Refbot, you're not meant to do that, are you? Off come more pieces by the way they land. And now they can self-right, and they have done, but it's far too late. In comes the Killalot with the crushing claw. It's far too late. Oh, Killalot has dropped them. Killalot just dropped them. Mastiff, as we all know, have lost this one badly. Trying to get away, but it's just not going to happen, lads. Upside down you are, on the drop zone, and what is going to land on you? Oh, it's a deodorant can, and they've been absolutely shattered.
Cease.
Absolutely destroyed. How they go? Here we go, once again, replay. Look at this. Bang! Demolished by a deodorant can. Well, in the Mastiff, they come second, but there are reigning world champions, our new reigning world champions, Cassius 3. Well done to them. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this, the third World Championships. I have been your host, Anderson9132, and we will see you next time for Series 29. Don't miss it.